Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night from Los Angeles, California, man. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a great Tuesday. Hope you had a great Father's Day, a great weekend. I've been away, I think, since Friday, man. Been spending time with family, doing my thing, enjoying life off the internet. But I'm back with y'all tonight, man. And man, I don't know. We gonna talk NBA all night, but this Dodger game tonight has me just holy man. Pulled off a massive comeback to win on the road in Colorado, 11-9, man. I'm hyped over that, man. I was about to do this stream a little earlier, but this game was just getting crazy, so I had to stay and watch it. So shout out to the Dodgers, man, and shout out to you guys for tuning in here on a Tuesday night. I greatly appreciate y'all, man. We're going to be talking all kinds of things basketball. We're going to be talking about the likelihood, again, this time after the Dan Hurley situation. It looks like it has been and always has been and always was going to be JJ. It's looking like now. Not that the Lakers didn't go after Hurley, they did, but it just forces and powers that be. The JJ thing just appears to be happening, right? We've seen some curveballs. We've been surprised before. Until it's official, I guess anything is possible. It just, once again, it's feeling that way. I have no insight on this. I've talked to no one. I'm not saying I have any confirmation on this. Nothing. This is pure intuition. It just feels like this is going to happen now. I was feeling earlier that it's as early as today, I thought we would get that that information. So maybe sometime tonight, early morning, tomorrow, it should be coming soon, one way or another. So JJ, if that's the case, the only thing that comes down now is how many years, what's the money look like, and who are these assistants, man? Is it Borrego? Is it, we already got one Van Gundy joining the Clippers over here in LA. Is Stan coming to LA with them, but gonna join the Lakers? Like, is that a possibility? I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it, Borrego? Is Rondo going to be on that coaching staff? But you guys have heard me before mention about the Lakers linking some names to this or attaching some names to that staff that kind of applies some kind of trust with the fan base with the JJ thing. I still think there could be a layer of that. I still think some combination of a Borrego, a Rondo, Dudley, names attached that Laker fans have spoken on and like to kind of get them to buy into the JJ hiring a little bit more, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But this Dodger game had me turned up right now, man. I was like, I got to calm down. I got to center myself. Like, that game was so crazy, man. But appreciate y'all tuning in. And I asked a question on Twitter earlier. I actually asked a couple of questions today. I haven't really been messing with Twitter that much the last few days, but I jumped on there today. Had some very, very, very interesting dialogue with some people. And as is always is on Twitter, once you step into that pool, man, you just don't know what's going to come back and what type of crazy responses and feedback and answers to your questions and pushback on normal, just 1 + 1 = 2 math that people think is 6. It's just nuts out there in those Twitter streets. But it's entertaining, though, for those who take it serious, such as myself. I want to ask you guys a couple questions that I asked on Twitter and get what your guys' feedback was, because it was definitely some interesting ones out there today when I asked. But first and foremost, are you guys coming around and starting to settle on JJ now? Now that you know that it's not going to be Hurley, obviously. Now that we know it's more than likely not going to be Borrego or Cassell or any of those guys, more than likely, Lakers being the Lakers and all, man, anything I guess is possible. But up until Hurley happened, I told y'all I was about like 90% sure it was JJ. Then it was looking like it was Hurley. It was like the max I can go is 50-50 because I was 90% sure yesterday it was JJ. So with this team, I'm still kind of in that, man, is there another trick that they're going to play here, man? I don't know. I feel like Hurley, I mean, the gut feeling is like it was either going to be JJ or Hurley. They took the shot at Hurley. It didn't work. Now it's looking like it's going to be JJ. It was looking like it was going to be JJ all along, and then we got that combo, and that's what happens, man. So I'm just curious where you are with the JJ thing, man. At this point, all signs pointing towards it. Like I said, where you guys at with it, man? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you in wait and see mode? The way I see it is this, man. If you got JJ and you get a Borrego or an Atkinson, and a Rondo or a Dudley, or even a Van Gundy, like any of these things on there, if they are able to surround him with any type of adequate assistant coaches, man, that I think, that's better than what we had before. You know what I mean? So trending in the right direction. The thing that I've been saying all along is that with JJ before, because like I said, I had no idea that Hurley was even an option. So I had been saying nonstop that JJ was the guy who I felt was the only guy who had home run potential as a hire. Now, being the pool that it still is, I still do feel that way. So hopefully they get this done soon. so we can move past this. I think it's gonna happen, right? So really what I think is irrelevant, but I think it's gonna happen. I don't necessarily hate it because I don't love any of the other candidates, so might as well roll the dice on someone that is somewhat of an unknown and you can potentially hit on. But the other guys, like I said, I'm not excited about it. Not at all. So like I said, all these other guys the Phoenix Suns could have had, they didn't even really take deep looks at them. You had other openings, teams didn't take looks at them. So it'll be very interesting to see. I wouldn't mind some of those guys as assistants. And look, sometimes you can get a guy that's been an assistant for 10, 11, 12 years and paid his dues and done an incredible job as an assistant. Then you move him into that head chair as a head coach and they just can't get it done. A la Luke Walton, a la like Darvin Ham. And this fan base, because it's becoming so toxic and so berating that you need someone with a certain type of moxie and a certain type of personality, a certain type of confidence and cockiness that can brush off the toxicness that this fan base, a good chunk of them, have become. And you need a coach ideally that's off the internet, because things get crazy. But look, when you got fan bases, when you got fans in the arena screaming at their owner, people are a little bit out of touch here. They got to calm down a little bit here. You know what I mean? You're potentially scaring off future stars. You're potentially scaring off future high value head coaches and executives. And I know people like to use these Kobe quotes all the time, but we're not Kobe. We are not Kobe. Okay. We are normal civilians. We don't get to use his quotes. They do not hit the same. We can honor his memory and live on, but we are not Kobe. No one is. All right. So at the end of the day, that whole, like, if they don't want to be here, then we don't want them anyways thing. While that's a thing, yes. At the same time, not wanting to be here and looking like freaking lunatics are two different things. You get what I'm saying? So no one wants to walk in their job with basically picketers and nut jobs standing outside. You know what I mean? So, again, salute to everyone tuning in. Shout out my brother, Chris. I see you in the building, man. The graphic guy. Appreciate you, brother. Shan, what's up, my guy? Julian, what's going on with you? We got Micah. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Said Jeff, I ain't been on your live in a minute. Hope you're doing well, brother. Shout out to the Empire family. What's good? What's going on, Micah? Appreciate you tuning in. I'm a little earlier today than usual, so I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's going on, my guy? Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to pull up on Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, man. He got a channel. Go subscribe to him. Let's Talk Podcast. What's going on, my dog Jeff? He says, what's going on with you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Yeah, man, that Dodger game had me turned all the way up. I'm still excited over that, man. That Hayward granny and then a Teo 3-run bomb, man, oh, man. Man, oh, man. Yeah, and a hockey series too, right? So, I mean, it's NBA is over, but baseball is just hitting its stride. Usually around July is when it starts to really pick up and turn a corner. We're coming into that with baseball. And then, like I said, hockey is about to wrap up. And then it's pretty much baseball through the summer till the NFL picks back up. D Prince, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. James CJ Caldwell, what's going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. What's up, Empire Jeff and Lakers fam? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you being a member. And I appreciate you spending your time as always. Dante, what's up, my brother? He said, you heard it's JJ, y'all. Jay Williams slipped up and his co-host facial expression confirmed it. I feel like everyone, that's what I was saying earlier. I said it earlier. It's like, who's your sources? I go, no, this isn't insight. This is just intuition. Like, I feel like this is obvious already. Like I said, other than just something crazy happening, I don't think you have to have a source to figure this out at this point, right? So like people are coming at me like, bro, I didn't say this. Is just, I've talked to nobody on this. Like, I have no intel on this. My thing is that this is what it feels it's just going to be. And we'll just have to wait and see if that is the case. Phoenix Layer 1, what's going on, man? Said, what up, Jeff? Just saw you in the Lakers Nation podcast comment. Yeah, that's my guy. Shout out my guy, Sean, man. He has always shown love to me, so I greatly appreciate that. And shout out to them over at Laker Nation, man. I would tell you to go subscribe to them, but you're just really not part of a Laker Nation if you don't know who they are and don't subscribe already. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. The Prince says, I think they are getting JJ some days off after the finals, but we are all excited already for the announcement. Yeah, I mean, I'm just ready for it to be over, really, when it comes down to it. I'm just ready for it to be over. And let's just move on, man. Whatever it is, let's just get to it. Let's just get to it. Let us know what it is. Forget all this smoke and mirrors BS. Forget all the shadows and fog. This ain't the CIA, man. It's the NBA. Hire your head coach already. Face whatever comes from it, and let's get to business, man. Let's get to work. Cuba, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in, Cuba. Laker fans will want JJ fired within 2 years. Just wait for it, Jeff. These fans are going to run away coaches and role players with all that, these demands. That's what I was just talking about. That's why I'm trying to tell you, Empire Jeff TV, man, over here. This is a safe place to be. We don't sit here, jump on and just beat down our team left and right and act like we know more than the professionals. No, man, we should come up here. We support our team. We do hold them accountable. But so this is the place for the non-nut chops. All right. We're gonna start doing some mental health checks, man. It's our crusade now. No toxic Laker fans are coming around this place no more, man. It's not going to happen, man. It's time to show the world what a real Laker fan is, a non-entitled, non-spoiled brat, someone who can rock for their team, and that's just is what it is, man. Good times, bad times. It is what it is. And contrary to what everyone thought, the city of Los Angeles and the state of California did not fall into the Pacific Ocean because the Boston Celtics won a championship. Get it together, y'all. Act like you've been here before. Y'all can really tell which Laker fans really weren't around when the Lakers were winning. You could really tell. You could really tell because they just not stable. They just not stable. The rest of us that have been through this, we all right. We over here. We chilling. But you're right, Cuba. Appreciate you pulling up. Dante says, but no, he's right. I mean, think about it, man. Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham. Like this is normal, man. When things like, you could say what you want to say about a lot of the teams and a lot of the franchises, but shout out to the teams, the organizations, the franchises that stay the course, that don't freak out and don't listen to some maniacs in their fan base. Stay the course. See what happens. You know how many people were telling Boston to break up Tatum and Brown, get them out of there. It can't work. You can't do this. You can't do that. And look what they did. You know what I mean? I told y'all, if y'all listen to fans, you're gonna be sitting in the stands with them. You get what I'm saying? Do your job that you were hired to do. Tune out the outside noise and get it done. You know, at the end of the day, like winning a championship is not easy. Even if you have a light schedule, even if you go through a week conference, you still got to stay healthy. You still got to have the, certain things go your way. There's still some luck that comes with it. So you show me a team that's won an NBA championship without greatness or luck, and I'll tell you that it hasn't happened. You know what I mean? So, but the Lakers need to stick with something for 5 years. I understand you got an aging Braun. I understand when you have LeBron, the timeline is escalated. I understand all this, but we're just going to be in this damn Groundhog Day over and over and over again if we don't install the right culture, the right people, and just ideally you want to win now and prepare for the future. And I know that's really hard to do. I understand this. But the Lakers mentality this offseason has to go into thinking, how can we do better for ourselves now and still have a potential core together 5 years from now? That we just, when Braun leaves, we slide someone else in here and we can continue to do, do well or exceed what we're doing now. That should be the state of mind, right? And I think that's what they're going to be looking at. But like I said, man, Lakers just got to go out and do what they got to do. Don't worry about what anyone's going to think. Fans are still going to show up. Fans are still going to watch. People are still going to buy merch. People will still buy concessions. People still going to pay for everything. From 2016, from 2011, 12, 13, like after when Kobe got hurt, people are still showing up. So like I said, do your jobs. Stop worrying about everything else. Focus on the team. If you get it right, everything will turn around. Winning solves everything. People throwing tantrums will start singing your praises. Just get it right. All right. Just get it right. Shan says, I don't mind it. To be honest, I care more about a balanced roster. Yeah, I care more about, see, that's what I'm saying. Balanced roster and a balanced coaching staff, I think, is almost more important than JJ himself. Now, you need a guy. Sounds crazy because a head coach is very important. But what I'm saying is, if you get a good head coach, it means nothing with an imbalanced roster and not quality assistants, right? So you can get like a really good head coach, but without a quality staff, it lessens the value of that really good head coach. So you got to give the proper tools to achieve the goals that you set for them. And if you get a really good coach in there, like even if they hired Hurley, even if they went out and got someone that's really good, but then just really just wet the bed on the rest of the staff, then you're taking away what is now a benefit. So because now that one guy has to do everything, right? That one coach has to do everything. And then you limit the resources and it makes the work a lot harder for him. No doubt about it, man. What did I leave off? Why do I keep doing this? Festo said, what's up, Festo? No, not at all. He has not been on the digit for a while, man. Not at all. Deep Prince says, if it's JJ, so be it. Just surround him with good experience, assistance, and we all good. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Wait and see, says Dante. Facts. But nah, man, that's all I see. And it's true. Laker fans are hating on their own role players like Reeves and Ham when Ham literally was a winning record with the team. I wasn't, and I caught a lot of hell from it. But you know what I mean? It's cool because that's how you weed out the toxic. Look, at the end of the day, everyone is entitled to their opinion, including myself. And I'm going to have my opinions. Can't no one stop me from that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, have your opinions, but be respectful, right? You mean, you can talk trash, have a little fun with it, but there's a lot of sensitivity out there when it comes to sports stakes. It's wild. But like I said, yeah, I mean, the fan base needs to chill a little bit. They really, really do. Like I said, the Boston Celtics have 2 championships in the last 38 years. 38 years. All right. So that's why I'm not even tripping on them winning. Like, bro, like I've seen 2 chips of theirs in my lifetime. I mean, come on now. Like, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Most people are out here screaming they hate Boston wasn't even around for the rivalry. They just trying to hitch onto someone else's narrative. They just trying to ride to someone else's pride. They weren't even there for it. They wasn't even there for it. It's like dudes who were born in 2004 talking about they cried when Pac died. All right, let me stop. All right. LeBron to Kobe LA. What's going on, man? He said, I don't mind JJ. Do you think he's going to get hired? I think he's going to get hired. I mean, I don't know any information on it. That's just what it seems. Sorry. I have a lot of fun with this, man. Some of these people are just so out of touch, man. It's wild. Rob, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. They just don't want to wait, bro. Want to buy their teams instead of building them up. Then wanting to trade players who struggle. It's like, stop asking for all these trades. Yeah, it's like asking for the trades and then thinking they can get every trade. People can't even spell CBA that's in the name. You know what I mean? Like, understand the business of basketball before you get out here doing this crazy talk, man. Rel, salute to you, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. Shout out to We Talk Mavs. My guy Rel, my guy King over there. We Talk Mavs. Hell of a run, y'all. 5th seed to the NBA finals. You got a game in the finals. And you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all definitely made it further than we did. Y'all made it further than the defending champs. Y'all knocked out some good teams along the way. Got nothing to hold your guys' head over. I know you guys expected to win that, and you had high hopes. At the end of the day, man, you went a lot further than anyone thought, and you got some things to work on, just like every other team that lost. But y'all got there. So you guys were the king of the West this season. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate you tuning in, and make sure to pull up on We Talk Mavs, man. They talk to Mavs, but I encourage you guys all the time to listen to some other channels outside of Laker Nation. Get a feel for teams around the league so you can get a feel and understanding that some of the fits you guys throw and some of the issues that you guys have that you think are just singular to the Lakers are not. A lot of the same issues that you have that you blame strictly our front office or strictly our coaching or strictly our role players, all these issues that you think are just singular to the Los Angeles Lakers are not. This happens in many fan bases around the league. And that's why it's important for y'all to tune in and check these brothers out and other people who cover these other teams who aren't spinning that national media narrative, right? So, and I like the non-narrative channels. You know what I mean? Like We Talk Mavs, they kill it with that, man. So shout out to you, Rel. Appreciate you, brother. Cuba says, Jeff knows I'm right to an extent, and I'm not saying all Laker fans either. Oh, nor am I. And I do. You are right to an extent. And like I said, there are way more positive, loyal, diehard, knowledgeable, respectful, grounded Laker fans. But you just don't see a lot of them on YouTube because they got stuff to do. You know what I mean? They got stuff to do. So like at the end of the day, like they're not irrational. You know what I mean? Like it's just not what it is. So at the end of the day, like I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but not every Laker fan is like that. Those fans that be making death threats to the teammates' families and all that, those aren't your regular run-of-the-mill, everyday Laker fans. That's not it. It's not it. You know what I mean? Laker fans are incredible. But as with everything, as with every community, as with everything, there's that pocket or patch of them that make the rest of them look bad. And that just is what it is. Every fan base has them. Every neighborhood has them. Even every family has them. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. But like I'm here to tell y'all, it's not all like that. So like I said, just like you can't judge all Laker fans by these knuckleheads. You just can't do it. Now, on the internet, there's more of them because they ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? So there's more of them. But at the end of the day, the majority of them are not like that. They're really not. But yeah, in these internet streets, for sure. For sure. Shan says, thoughts on that Clippers series about Donald Sterling? I have not seen it. I saw they had I saw the casting. I saw the dude that looked like Steph Curry. I saw the dude that looked like Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. I couldn't watch that, man. I couldn't, like none of these dudes remotely like look at Winning Time and look at Clipped. Like, have you heard of a casting director? Like, have y'all heard of a casting director? No one resembles anyone in that, and I just can't get past that. Nah. I'll read a summary or something. I already know what happened in real life, everything in it. So, but outside of that, I I can't do it. Lawrence Fishburne is Doc. I mean, I don't even know the dudes who play these basketball players, but one of them looks like he's like 5'5". Like, hey, come on, man. You can't have Skilo out there playing a basketball player and wishing he was taller. Like, come on, man. This is craziness. BZ, what's going on, man? He goes, I'm fine with JJ hire. I agree with the surrounding him with the experienced coaches. That's what's up. Exactly. Lakers all day. What's up, brother? Empire, you know how I feel about the JJ ish. Hell nah. I know, I get it. And like I said, I don't expect everyone to love it. I don't expect everyone to be on board with it. I don't. You know what I mean? Look, I have no idea how it's going to pan out. I have no idea how it's going to go. I'll be foolish to sit up here and say, oh, I know it's going to fail, or I know it's going to work. I have no clue. I've never seen the man coach. He's a hell of a podcast host. He's a hell of an NBA analyst. He's a hell of a personality. I hope that translates to being, at the bare minimum, a good basketball head coach in the NBA. I hope. But none of us know. None of us know. None of us knew what Pat Riley would be. None of us knew what Greg Popovich would be. None of us knew what Phil Jackson would be. None of us did. Now, he's God. It would take an act of God and a miracle for him to be half as good as those guys. But my point still remains the same, that no one knew. No one knew. And until we see for ourselves, we are what we are right now. And right now, we are a team without a head coach. We are a team that needs a head coach. And none of those guys move the needle for me right now. Now, if one of these guys end up on another team, take off and become incredible, then it just is what it is. I didn't see it coming. It happens. I was wrong. I'm human. It happens. But at the end of the day, I still don't see that happening. But we'll have to wait and see. He said, facts, Laker Nation needs to stop being toxic. LeBron to Kobe, LA. Yeah. And again, it is not all of them. The majority of them are not. But I said, these internet streets, these internet Laker fans, a lot of them are just oh my God. Let's just say pharmacies probably know them well. Let's see. Blaine, what's going on, Blaine? Shout out to you, brother, for pulling up. Appreciate you. Patrick, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you as well. Sammy the man, what's up, brother? Said, yo, let's get whatever to coach and get free agency popping June 30th. Facts, man. I'm excited to see what they can do, man. Very, very excited. There's a lot of stuff going on in the back channels right now. A lot of things. The Elo situation is getting interesting. It's not what it once was seeming. What's was looking like potential Lakers going all in for Donovan Mitchell. They may be looking like, okay, we're going to move two of those picks and keep that 2017 and maybe even move up in this draft to get some big or bigs up. Because I'm telling you, don't be surprised if the Lakers try to get multiple picks in this draft. I believe they're going to buy the pick that gets Bronny. I believe they're going to attempt that. You guys know I mentioned this weeks ago, so you know I'm not BSing. I had heard weeks ago that the Lakers were looking to move up because it was so cheap to do so. So you guys know I was saying that. So maybe you'll see. Sorry, man. It's like as soon as it hits June in my neighborhood, the fireworks just, well, actually year round, but it starts picking up every week closer to 4th of July. I live in like the distribution capital of Southern California when it comes to fireworks. And let's just say these dudes like to promote in the evenings. All right. So, but anyways, like I said, maybe they, keep the 2007, maybe they keep the, 2024 pick and then use that with something else to move up to get an earlier pick or an additional later pick. So keep an eye on that Phoenix Suns pick. I've been telling you guys this for a while. Keep an eye on that pick. That's LeBron's boy over there, James Jones, right? The money that they're spending on tax, the Lakers can pay money to get that pick, plus take the money off their books from not having to pay that pick, plus tax, plus cash, real cash. So keep an eye. There's no coincidence why Bronny was linked to the Phoenix Suns in that 22 pick. All right. Just keep an eye on that pick with Phoenix. All right. And outside of that, keep an eye on them moving up as well, because the Lakers got their eyes on a couple of people. And if you were ever going to move up in a draft and have it cost you, look, there's teams that are looking that they look to just get rid of that first round pick altogether and may take a couple of future seconds for them. Like that's where we're at. Right. So the Lakers can potentially move up, to the top 10, the top 12, into the lottery at some level, without it breaking the bank to do so. And while people are talking about how there's no stars in this draft or lack of stars as far as depth for stars, I believe that there's going to be, at every draft, you're going to find a handful of role players, somewhere between 5 and 10 role players who are going to have 10 to 15 year careers that contribute to championships. Now, they may not be stars. They may not be all stars. May never sniff an all NBA team, but you're going to find some guys that will have very long careers. And the Lakers have done well with those type of guys, finding those type of steals and drafts. Now, when they get early is when they kind of, but finding value The Lakers have been able to do that. Okay. So if they do that again, and in this new CBA being held to have some people who can outperform their cash value, that's exactly what the Lakers need to be looking for. So maybe you keep this year's pick, maybe you move up, whatever it is, and then you maybe move 2 first-round picks or something like DeJounte Murray, something like that, someone a little less money. Just as long as it's not Trae Young. Please, basketball gods, do not punish us with this troll. Please do not do that to us. We are not equipped or ready for that. we can't do it. Can't do it. But just keep, something like that. So maybe they keep the pick this year. They draft someone, and maybe they go after someone like DeJounte Murray again, who now you have those 2 picks, and you might be able to pull this off. But I'm telling you guys right now, if D'Lo opts in, it's about to be on. All right. It's about to be on. Now, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't even know what the percentage is. So before people twist my words here, I'm just trying to tell you that when the Lakers got ousted by Denver at the end of the season, there was a 100% chance that D'Lo was opting out. And what did I tell you guys about that as the weeks went on? What did I tell you guys? I told you guys that his agent was going to start canvassing the league and start getting a feel, if any, of the teams and where they have D'Lo on their radar. Is he the first or second guy they're looking at? What's this number look like? And I told you guys that the odds were that D'Lo's agent was going to get word back that D'Lo wasn't number 1 option for anybody. And if some of these other guys move and these guys with real money use it, then D'Lo would be hard pressed to find even the money that he has guaranteed for next year with the Lakers to get from any other team. He may have to settle for a mid-level, even coming back for the Lakers at less than 18 if there's no competition out there. So D'Lo's going to have to take a long, hard look at that option. Now, again, I'm not saying he's opting in, but where it once was 100% chance that he was going to opt out, I think that number has dropped significantly. And I think the percentages of him potentially opting in has risen tremendously. Now we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, the Orlandos, the Phillies, the Thunder, the Spurs, these teams, I don't see any of these teams having D'Lo first on their radar. These other teams may be looking to make trades and use that money there. Detroit, it just doesn't make sense for some of these teams. So if that starts to happen and D'Lo's leverage dries up, and all of a sudden you got the Lakers that are sitting there with leverage, and you could potentially end up D'Lo coming back on the same deal he had last year, but less money. But instead of it being at a player option, it could be at a team option. I'm dead serious. This could happen if they don't play their cards right. It very well could happen. So keep an eye on it. If he opts in, then some very interesting things can happen. Very interesting things can happen. But we're going to have to wait and see. I don't know what the overall percentage of it happening is. I just know, and I've been told, this I can say I've been told, that it is increasing definitely more than it was at the end of the season. Lakers all day says my Panthers lose. Yeah, man. That was 302, right? So now they're starting to make some movements here. So we got to wait and see on it. Let's see. We got Dundola. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you. LeBron to LA says Shams. They ain't agree yet, though. I wonder what's the holdup. Well, agree. Well, here's the thing, right? So maybe I think they've, again, this is pure speculation. I could be wrong. I think they've agreed that this is going to get done. They may not have finalized the total dollar amount. They may not have finalized the coaching staff. They may not have finalized the years, the length, the guarantee. Like there's some things that have to be worked out once you get to the point of, okay, we're going to commit to this union in a will, right? We're going to commit to bringing you in. Now let's work out some of these semantics, right? And that's where things can kind of take place over a couple of days. So again, this is pure speculation, but it feels like it's probably just going through the final stages of it. They're probably going to make it seem the same thing happened when we all knew they were going to fire Darvin. We all knew, why haven't they done it yet? Why haven't they done it yet? They didn't want to do the same thing they did with Frank Vogel. They wanted to make it seem like they were going through a process, like they were taking their time. We all knew what was coming. Now, this is kind of along the same path as that. Everyone feels this is coming. They're taking their time. I don't think this drags on any further. Like I was really thinking this could have happened today, right? So I don't think this goes more than another 48 hours. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see why it would, but we'll just have to wait and see. And we have to exercise a little patience here. We have no control of the situation. All we can do is wait. That's all we can do. And, kind of enjoy the process, man. Enjoy the anticipation. Not everything. I do want it to be over, but I can't control it. So you know what? We can sit here, we can talk about it, and it opens the door for conversation. Once you get tired, it's one less thing to speculate, and we move on. Hi, Lee, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. If the Lakers are going to trade picks, I'd rather they trade 29 and 31 instead of this year's pick. Use this year's pick to get a cost-controlled young big. Where would be my choice? Where's the name that pops up a lot? Again, I'm not an expert in college basketball. I'm not an expert in G League basketball, the elite. I'm not an expert in any of that, because being a content creator this year, I did not really get to watch a lot of college athletics at all, between covering the Lakers, the Dodgers, the overall NBA. I just really didn't get a chance to pay much attention to college basketball. But that's a name that I've seen come up a lot. But I do know that the Lakers are very, very active. And this I did hear weeks ago, that they have been very, very active and had much interest in potentially moving up to prepare to move up in this year's draft, because it wasn't going to cost too much. And I also heard that, like, look, there's teams that may look to just sell that first round pick, like they do second round picks in this year's draft. And I'm telling you, someone is going to get one of these first round picks and they're going to hit on someone. I don't know who it is, but someone's going to be like, I can't believe we basically got this player for free. And the league's going to be like, I can't believe they got that player for free. Basically, that is going to happen. I don't know who is that player is going to be, and I don't know who that team is going to be, but I would love for it to be the Los Angeles Lakers. Shan says, took the pneumonia and tetanus vax beat me up the past day and a half. Oh man, sorry about that. Hope you're doing better. I think you were saying last time you had you was having something. You were sick last time you was on the stream, man. So appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, man. Sorry you're dealing with that, man. Honestly, the finals were so boring. I'm taking a break from basketball, to be honest. Yeah, there really hasn't been a lot of great finals of late. You know what I mean? 2016 was really the last classic finals. Outside of that, the finals have not been great. Like, even when the Lakers won it in 2020, I mean, like, that was that went 6, but it shouldn't have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it hasn't really been that nail-biting finals, that intense, exciting finals since 2016. So while we've had 6 different champions over the last 6 years, which is the parity and the competitive balance that we want, it has lacked some of the luster. It has lacked the true villain, right? And at some point, sometimes you want to see like a 2-time champion, or sorry, like get that 3-peat, because it adds a little storyline to it. Somewhat Denver, just because all of Laker Nation was against them, and I kept telling y'all, man, y'all rooting against the only team that can beat Boston. Get your head on straight. But nope. Them Wolves tramp stamps was just too deep. It was too deep, man. The LA Wolves. Oh man, Sean Davis, man, that's my guy though. Shout out to Sean, man. Mr. Laidback 808, what's going on, man? Wouldn't it be funny if the Lakers get Borrego? That would be hilarious. If at the end of the day, like, they end up with Borrego versus Reddick, oh my god, I'm not even gonna hold you, man. I'm gonna halfway crack up over that, because all it is for that, like even Shams kind of said that with a chuckle the other day on the Pat McAfee show. He flat out said that, like, if they settle on Borrego after all of this, then I'm convinced that, this is just one big, like, focus group that the Lakers are running on us here. Because if they do that, then I don't even know what to say, y'all. I don't even know what to say. I'm not gonna throw a tantrum. I'm gonna be confused. But it'll be very interesting at that point, man. Very interesting. King Jedi, what's going on, man? He said, what? I'm not sure what I said to call the what, but what's going on, man? Micah said, Jeff, I can respect that. I'll go be toxic somewhere. No, you're not toxic. You're not No. Don't get it twisted. Toxic is like, there's certain channels that if you disagree with them, they'll block you. Like, they consider that toxic. I'm talking about people that have no rationality. They can't be reasoned, but they just nuts. Nah, like you're far from toxic, Mike. That's funny though. King Jedi says, for real, the unstable as AF talking about fire everyone. Like, bro, they be wanting to fire ushers. Man, I was waiting for the season to be over. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is, the faster the season ends, the faster we can get to the new season, right? So, yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Let's see. They won 2 chips in the last 50 years. Celtics need to calm down. Well, I mean, one more than 2 in the last 50 years, but yeah, 2-38. That's what I was saying. Like, they was more than due, man. That's our first chip in 16 years, 2-38. Like, I don't understand. Like, we have more of, like, we don't even have a rivalry with the Celtics right now. We haven't been in a finals with them since 2010. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's like, the Phoenix Suns. I see people get so worked up, over the Clippers, right? But like I said, the Suns, Denver, like, these are the teams that we have more attention with right now. And I understand people are piggybacking off the rivalry, and I understand it, but they weren't here for it. They weren't here for it. They were here to lose to Phoenix. They were here getting waxed by the Clippers all those years. They were here in this current Denver Nuggets run. Those guys are more of a problem to us right now than the Boston Celtics. You know what I mean? Excuse me, I just sneezed there. They're more of a problem to us than the Boston Celtics, but I get it. People want to feel like they was in the 80s when they weren't. You know what I mean? And I get it. That's cool. But at the end of the day, like them winning 2 chips in 38 years, I'm not losing no sleep over that. I'm really not. Shout out to them for getting it done. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I salute all champions. I don't care. I dislike how much people try to discredit the 2020 chip for the Lakers. So I'd be crazy hypocritical if I was doing the same thing. I can't call them out for that and then do the same thing to a team that wins, because then that's hypocritical, right? I don't like how people try to discredit us, try to discredit our championships in Minnesota, try to discredit our chip in the bubble in 2020. So I'm not going to be the dude that tries to discredit them, because that makes me them. And I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to remain me through everything. You get what I'm saying? I don't follow a crowd. I don't ride a wave. I think for myself. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, a champion was crowned. I respect the champion. Point blank, period. You want to shut up a champion, you beat them. That's it. That's it. Nothing we say is valid. Nothing we can say can take away the fact that they won a chip. Just like nothing that they could say can take away that we won a chip in 2020. Nothing that they can say that will take away our Minneapolis Lakers championships. You know why? Because at the end of the day, their opinions don't mean ish when the NBA record book is law. It's in the law. It's written in scripture. It's forever. We got those forever. The New York and me just came out. We have those, no doubt. So they can say whatever they want to say, because when they go look up their little 2024 chip or their 2008 chip, it's in the books too. Can't be argued. It can't be argued. But neither can the fact that they've got 2 chips in 38 years. And I'm not even like trashing them. I'm not. I'm saying I get how excited they are, because that's a stretch. When the Lakers won in 2000 and they hadn't won since 88, that was a 12-year stretch, man. I didn't see the 88 one, but best believe that was the first one in my lifetime that I could enjoy, that I could go out and wild out to. I wild all the way out in 2000. So like I said, man, that's what they're doing right now, because a lot of these dudes, some of them, this is really like their first championship, because you had someone that was like, that's like 20 years old, and that one in 2008, that was like 8 years old, man. It wasn't rocking for it like that. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not losing no sleep over it. 2 chips in 38 years. Like, nah, man, I'm not chipping on that at all. Lakers are down. It was bad. Yeah, for real, man. D Prince says, why didn't the front office even bat an eye on Jeff Van Gundy? Now the freaking flippers got him. He could have been a very good lead assistant for us. We have a very obsolete front office structure, man. Well, they don't even have a head coach yet, first of all. Secondly, they probably paid him tremendously to get him to leave a consulting role with an NBA champion to come over here. So they're probably paying him handsomely. And the Lakers just, unfortunately, don't have that. They don't have the money to just throw away money on guys to get them over here. The Lakers don't have that. They don't have that. They will never have it as long as it is the Bus family. They will never have that. That's just not going to happen, D Prince. Looks like we got a super chat to build in. Appreciate you. That's C-Dog 67, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Keep up the good work, Jeff. I appreciate you, man. And you keep up showing up. I appreciate you. Not for just a super chat, not for just leaving a comment here in the chat, but most importantly, your time. Thank you so much. Thank all you guys for tuning in. But shout out to you for the super chat, man. It goes a long way to help the channel there, C-Dog. And I greatly, greatly appreciate you. More than you will ever know. Shout out to everyone, like I said, for tuning in, spending your time here. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Haven't been here the last couple of nights. I understand YouTube might be punishing me for that, but at the end of the day, I'm back here tonight. I greatly, greatly appreciate y'all. Going to become a member to the channel as well. For less than the cost of lunch, you could become a member for an entire month. Hit the link in the description. The top link shows you how to become a member. We got 3 different tiers of membership here. Very easy way to support the channel. One-time payment per month as opposed to popping in with super chats or anything like that. Great way to support the channel. If you're watching the replay, the super thanks also in the comment section is kind of your way of doing a super chat in the comment section. So greatly, greatly appreciate y'all. And we also have the Cash App at $ Empire Jeff. So greatly, greatly appreciate those who have supported the channel. Most importantly, with your time. So greatly, greatly appreciate you. Thank you again, C-Dog. You are greatly appreciated, like I said, man. Let me try to get back. Where was I? Let me get back here. Okay, there we go. Back at this. Okay, Shan says, when Ron Artest came to LA, why couldn't he score more on ball like he did on other teams? So, Shan, that's what I was saying. So here's the thing. No matter who you get, no matter who you bring, no matter who you get, right? That team had Kobe and Pau Gasol. That team had Lamar Odom. They had their top three already set, right? You had Kobe, you had Pau, 2 Olympians, 2 All-Stars, 2 Hall of Famers, and you had the reigning 6th man of the year and a champion, right? So you come in and you go from being a 1 or 2 option on a team where the ball goes to you, you eat first, right? Other teams focus on you. Now you got to be a 3rd, 4th option at best. Your usage goes down, your touches go down, your attempts go down. Everything goes down because you're making the sacrifice, right? And that's exactly what happens. And that's what I mean by realistic expectations and realistic mindsets, okay? So if you're going to get someone, let's say like a Donovan Mitchell, let's just say this. I'm not saying it's happening, obviously. I'm just using this as an example. Let's say you go get someone like a Donovan Mitchell and you bring him here. Donovan Mitchell isn't going to be the Donovan Mitchell of old, the Donovan Mitchell that you've come to see. His everything will go down. Right now, it doesn't mean he can't get 20. It doesn't mean he can't, be remotely close to what he's getting. But the fact of the matter is, his touches, his shots, his usage will go down. So by the laws of everything mathematical, that his averages will too, because now he's sharing the meal. You get what I'm saying? So when that happens, same thing that happened with Ron Artest when they brought him in. His everything went down because he's playing with Kobe, Pau, Odom, and these guys who had won a chip before. So you can't come in and disrupt that chemistry. You got to fit in, get in where you fit in, come and be that defensive guy, be able to step up when your number is called. And that's exactly what he came here for, and he helped them win another championship. So shout out to Ron. But it just be that way when you got someone coming in, joining guys. When you're joining someone else's team, all those other things are going to change. They're all going to change here. So we got another super chat in the building. Appreciate you, KD, man. Thank you for tuning in as always, man. Did someone say super chat? Much love. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you as always, man. Like I said, not just for the super chat, but for spending your time. You are greatly, greatly appreciated, as did everyone else who was here in the building tonight. We got over 70 people in the building on YouTube. We've got, we got over 60 people on Twitter right now. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're on Twitter, shout out to y'all. Like the post, repost the post. Spread Empire Jeff TV gospel out there, man. You'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Good turnout tonight, man. Appreciate y'all here. Now I got a problem of finding my spot back in here when I scroll down here. So give me a second here. I'm doing my best to catch up with all of y'all here, man. I'm doing my best. Cuba says Drew Holiday is a great player to have in your team, especially to win. Yeah, Cuba, man. And shout out to that Valley boy, man. Shout out to Campbell Hall, North Hollywood's own from Campbell Hall. Drew Holiday, the Holiday brothers and the Holiday family, man. I've been watching them play ball forever, ever since they was kids. Man, I watch him get busy at a Pierce College tournament, man. Shout out to my guy DJ Gay too, man. On the heels of breaking Gail Goodridge record at Poly, he followed up the next day with I think like over 45 points again against in that same tournament. So, but I've been watching the Holiday brothers play. Great family, great group of guys. I'm proud of him. Like he says, he comes from around my way. So. Obviously, he's playing for the wrong team, but he still comes from the right city. You know what I mean? So you got to represent. He did his thing. He's a 2-time champion. He's someone the kids can look up to in this area. So shout out to him. And man, the Boston Celtics should send the Milwaukee Bucks a championship ring, man. Just thank them for doing that Dame trade, man. Mr. Laidback, what's up, brother? Hi, Jeff. You heard any of the assistant coaches Lakers want to hire? I mean, we've heard some names. We've heard Borrego. We've heard Atkinson. We've heard Rondo. We've heard Dudley. Van Gundy's name has been mentioned. Outside of Sam Cassell, we've heard names, but I have no idea who it's going to be. Like none. It's more like the player fans that are toxic, to be honest. Player fans can be super toxic, but I'm telling you, I used to think, and I was kind of thinking like the player stands, but there's also team stands too. Your team can do no wrong guys, right? The super prideful, foolish pride guys, right? Or gals, whatever, right? So like those are toxic too, right? There are player fans that are very realistic, very reasonable. I don't understand the concept of just being a player fan per se. However, there are some who are better than others when it comes to being respectful, knowledgeable, non-toxic. But again, when you're on the internet, most of it's going to be the toxic breed of them, right? Same with teams. You have a ton of like team stands who just don't understand a lot of things, just spew narratives, get their intel from the internet and think it's real and run around with it. And like I said, whether it's a player fan or a team stan, you have them on both sides. But those really are the minority. That's really the smaller amount. I'm telling you, the majority of team fans are not like that. And I've come across a lot of player fans that are not like that. And like I said, I am not in full understanding of just not representing for a team at all, but to each his own. I can't tell you how to be a fan. It's a little different. But like I said, I've come across plenty. Like I said, man, I'll be out, man. I'll be out at games, at the bar watching games, out and about watching games. Like I'm not a content creator that doesn't see the sun. You know, I'm about to be outside. You know what I mean? So it's I come across a lot of people who are very passionate about their favorite player, but they're not crazy with it. So I think, you know, when you add the ones that a lot of them we see online, I think they give a bad name to a lot of them as well. Festo says, I'm with Kobe. He said, you be with Kobe, but none of us are Kobe. None of us are Kobe, man. All right, Jeff, I'm out, man. He says, appreciate you, Cuba. Thank you, man. Savage, what's going on, man? D-Lo market looking spooky. Repeat of last year. Hope they don't let him try and bully a long-term extension, and he better watch out. They could do a trade and have no money left for him. Yeah, which I think the best case scenario here is that he opts in, and then the Lakers work with him to get him to a team that he wouldn't mind being on, and a team that might not mind having him long-term, and he could stay there long-term. They can inherit his bird rights. That's the best thing probably for D'Lo and the Lakers. But some things have to happen for that first. Like I said, D'Lo and his people, his agency, have to start getting the realization that opting out would be a gamble, and better off opting in and then working on a deal or playing it out next summer when some of these teams kind of flip their books around this summer. This is not a year with a team with a bunch of money here, right? So there's some things that have to happen here for D'Lo to have all the leverage he thinks he has. Now he does have some, but like I said, man, if his agent doesn't have a single commitment from these teams that he's not their first or second option, then that's scary times for them, man, because you can end up with less money than you're making now. So they got to be very careful about that. So I think him opting in is a legitimate possibility. Not saying it's happening, not predicting it's going to happen. But like I'm saying, like just like I've been telling you guys about a lot of things, there's a lot of false narratives out here so far about what's coming this summer. A lot of people are operating on this year's CBA, pre-July 1st CBA, which is okay. We're still technically in that. But come July 1st, a lot of things reset. A lot of things reboot. A lot of things get more punitive for some teams. A lot of things get a little bit more laxed for some teams. So while everyone's looking at this season and looking where the Lakers and other teams are in position right now, these teams are not in that same position come July 1st. Okay. Now, doesn't mean they can't get to that rather quickly. Doesn't mean that by July 5th, 6th, or 7th that they could be in those territories. But right now they are not. Okay. So people have to realize that the cap is going up about 10% a year. Okay. So as that cap goes up and you got someone, that's why I said someone like a DeJounte Murray or even a Donovan Mitchell, the money that they're going to be making versus some of these guys making high 40s, 50s, or 60s, that deal is going to be a bargain 2 years from now when Bron is potentially done, right? Now you can go and get that third guy and it's not crazy on your books. So that's been my whole point in all this. So the Lakers have a lot to figure out what to do here. And D'Lo is a major part in that, because if he opts out, now the Lakers can sign and trade him. They're not gonna be able to take anyone back in on a sign and trade because that would cap them at the first apron. And I don't believe they're going to live below that this year. But sending out will cap them at the second apron, which is where they're going to live at anyways. That's going to be their hard cap. The Lakers are not going into that second apron. So that second apron is effectively a hard cap for the Los Angeles Lakers. And for 90 to 93% of the entire league, the second apron is going to be the hard cap that it's designed to be. But when you got like the Boston Celtics, the Phoenix Suns, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Denver Nuggets, the Warriors, who are probably going to be looking to get below that soon, those teams are going to go past that for a few years, but they're not going to blow through that for 4 straight years because it just damages them down the line. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that can happen here, Savage. D'Lo holds the keys to some of this, and ever so slightly, that number is trending upward that he opts in. Not saying it's going to happen again. I'm going to be clear about that, but there is a chance that he does. Shan says, was Drew really the point guard when Tatum and Brown had the rock most of the time? How does that work? Well, he's the point guard as far as mainly to guard the other team's best player or the team's best perimeter player or point guard, right? But he can run the show if one of those guys gets hurt, so one of those guys go out. They do have sets where he was running the point guard, but he's just such a bully and strong around, in the painted area and being able to get there once he's there and get offensive rebounds and things that he could do. But you have skilled players like that. You got to get the ball in your skilled players' hands, right? So it's like Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is a point guard, but Joker does a lot of the distributing out there. So it just depends the system you're in as far as how these guys play. Shan says it's proof why the Harden move was a flop. That was a terrible move for the Clippers, in my opinion. You need someone who can help take defensive pressure off two scoring wings, not offensive pressure. I hear you on that, Shan, but I think the Clippers were looking at a way. The Clippers weren't going to have a way to add to this roster after basically this point now, this summer. So they had to get that move done. So because they're not going to really have a way to do anything. Let's say Paul George walks. Let's say they don't want to give him a 4-year max extension. Let's say they don't do that. If he leaves and you still have Harden and Kawhi. If you didn't get that Harden deal done and he walks and you got that money spread out elsewhere and you got Kawhi and his injury history, you're in a whole bigger world of trouble there. So I get why they did it. It's a short-term thing. And Steve Ballmer, if you've listened to everything that's been mentioned about the Clippers and that new arena, it's always about they need stars to go into that new arena. That's what they have to have. That's what you constantly hear, right? So at the end of the day, if Paul George walked, he could still walk into that new arena or limp into that new arena with Kawhi and James Harden. At least are star names. You get what I'm saying? So there's some branding going on here too, Shan. Let's see, it's going to work, Jeff. It has to. We've had enough of firing coaches. JJ has to be it. I believe in him, man. We need something to work, man. We need some good luck on our side. Elder, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you are doing well. Appreciate you as always, my guy. Micah says, Pastor Rufus. Shout out to Pastor Rufus, man. We got Eric Kwan. What's going on, man? Judah says Lakers and Cleveland waiting to see what LeBron do before hiring a coach. Ain't that ironic? They both looking. Cleveland, I think, is trying to. No, I think Cleveland is trying to decide between Borrego and Atkinson, and I think they're also kind of. I think Cleveland is dragging this out a little differently. I think Cleveland has not received a full yes or no from Donovan Mitchell yet. And I think that may change their coaching hiring perspective. So if they get a yes from him, and he has a preference, maybe they go with that. If they don't get a commitment for him, then they may go another direction or someone that they feel, that they want more, but maybe they may pick the guy for him if he commits. So there's some gamemanship going on over there in Cleveland as well. That really doesn't have anything to do with LeBron, but it is a LeBron-like situation, being that they're trying to convince Donovan Mitchell to stay there long term. Nico, what's going on, brother? Whatever we do it's for a 5-year plan to get better in the future, not now or anytime soon. I mean, that's ideally how you want to. Again, in a perfect world, and the Lakers are far from a perfect world right now. In a perfect world, your hope is that you can do something that makes you competitive now and down the road. Now, that's going to be very hard to pull off with their resources. As far as like they have to hit on a trade. Come free agency wise, that's going to be really, really, really tough to pull that off. They don't have a lot of means to do anything free agency wise. Hopefully they hit in the draft to someone that can, produce at least with size, right? Maybe not count on for obviously someone that can go out there and get you 20, but someone that can contribute size and can help AD. And then, hit on these trades. You cannot miss. If you're trading 2 first-round picks, 29 and 31, you can't miss. Again, Jeannie, Rob, like I said, you have to get this right. You absolutely have to get this right. And all we can do is hope that they do, man. That's all we can. If D'Lo opts in before the draft, he'll more than likely be a draft day trade. Facts. Well, here's the thing. Even if he doesn't opt in before the draft, but the Lakers know he's going to, majority of the moves that the Lakers probably would make. Now, there probably would be an agreement potentially on draft night, but it probably would make more sense for the Lakers to do that deal after July 1st. So if they know D'Lo's going to opt in, like I said, they're telling him already. D'Lo's people are already telling him he's going to opt in. D'Lo has until the 29th, which is after the draft. Now, the Lakers may know before he does that, right? So if he says, look, we're opting in, they get a commitment there, or he just opts in. The Lakers are operating on this year's financial structure. So with that being said, more than likely that would still be a deal agreed upon on draft night, but probably wouldn't happen until after July 1st or June 30th when it comes down. But when the league calendar, physical calendar resets. We stack shits. What's going on, sis? Appreciate you, man. D'Lo called out his own flaws out on his out his own mouth, and then proceeded to say he's a killer. I was all ready for him to leave. Yeah, I hear you. I hear D'Lo is a very different type of cat, man. He's very unique. My biggest beef with D'Lo hasn't been kind of the same as everyone else's, which not to say they don't have, like their gripe or their stance on it doesn't have legs to it. But my thing is this. My thing with D'Lo is I never felt like he took losing too seriously. I never felt like it affected him. I always felt like he was a little just too nonchalant, a little too cool out there, right? Does he care about this enough? He's got skill. D'Lo's a skilled ball player. He's obviously not a very good defender. He's got some flaws offensively outside of shooting and assisting. Can play in the pick and roll at times, but doesn't ever seem to be assertive. He's not really athletic, not very athletic. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things in him, but I don't think that he has enough passion or drive in him. Now, when things are going great, you kind of see in the ice in my vein moments, kind of those things like the viral moments. But I'm talking about like in general, like you don't see him like wearing losses like that. You don't see him like, okay, I got you circled on my calendar. I'm coming for you type stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would like to see more from D'Lo. So you're right about that, sis. Tyrone, what's going on, man? He said, who the coach? Who the coach? Who the coach? It's looking like JJ, man. It's looking like JJ. I wish D'Lo would opt in because that's some value for a trade and accept contract plus the cheap. Yeah, it would be an absolute win-win if D'Lo opts in for sure. Absolute win if he opts in. Any sleepers? I don't think so. Again, not heard anything came out of nowhere, so maybe, but I just don't think so. I don't think so. Tony, what's going on, man? JJ holding out for 100 million and an apology from Genie for going after Hurley. I don't think that. I think he knows for a fact he's not getting that. I feel bad for Anthony Irwin. He's getting trolled on Twitter. So yeah, let me touch on that for a second here, because here's the thing. And this is why I will never want to be in the quote unquote news breaking business, right? Because there's really no way you can win on it. All right. So the thing of it is, I've watched Anthony since he began. I've been back, maybe not since his first time he ever was on a podcast. So I'm talking like years and years ago when he was on like Locked On Lakers. I don't remember who he was on prior to that, but I watched him, listen to him on across multiple platforms before he was a quote unquote insider, before he built relationships and things like that. And I could tell you this, when you work in that business long enough, you develop contacts. When you go to summer league, when you're around these situations, this is what you do. Sometimes contacts and connections fall in your lap. Trust me, they happen. At the end of the day, like I've always told you guys, you're only as good as the intel you're given. So if you choose to run with it, right, then you wear it if it goes right or wrong. That's why for me, I'll never be in the news breaking business, because like I'm telling you, the stuff that I've heard that I've never spoken about is a ton. Now, a lot of it doesn't lead to anywhere, which is why talking about it is dangerous, right? Now, technically, what he's said, he has not gotten wrong yet. If the Lakers hire someone else other than JJ, then okay. But if it ends up being JJ, he has gotten things right before. You know what I mean? He clearly has someone. At the end of the day, though, but is that someone right all the time? Probably not, right? Does he maybe put things out there before double checking? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't have the ability to double check. I don't know. I can't speak for him. But what I'm saying is, what the reason why he's kind of getting attacked, and I just kind of saw a couple of things. I used to listen to him a lot back in the day, but since I've been doing my own show, it's hard to watch a bunch of other shows. But what I'm saying is that what I saw today was people are kind of coming at him for like covering the Lakers, but just constantly bashing them. Like, I believe the term I heard was like, how are you using their name to build your platform? They're their brand, but all you do is bash them. Now, I'm not saying he does this because I'm uninformed of that, right? Because for the last, maybe, I don't know, since he left, I think it was Lakers Outsiders, I think it was. I haven't been listening to him on the regular. So I can't speak to the current state of affairs. But I can tell you that, I kind of feel bad for him because no matter what happens, like, like the internet's tough. if you're trying to be a reporter, if you're trying to cover things, you're trying to do these things, even if you get it right 8 out of 10, they're only going to remember the 2 times you got it wrong. And the 80% closing rate in this business is incredible. So shout out to him for putting his neck out there. Shout out to him for standing on his reports. Shout out to him for not ducking or running away from it, for continuing to show up, whether he's right, whether he's wrong. I don't know who his source is, but at the end of the day, I respect his ability to get up, continue to do it. And if he's right, he's right. And if he's wrong, he's wrong. It is what it is. I think he's a dedicated guy that works hard at what he does. And outside of that, it's not for me to say, but I support him though. So shout out to him, man. Patrick says, Jeff, is the Mitchell trade over? I wouldn't say it's over. But we don't really know anything until we know what happens with Cleveland. Does he commit to an extension? Does he say wait? And if he says I'm going to wait till next summer, does Cleveland panic and move him now? I mean, it's too early to tell, Pat. Shan says, I'd move Rui and Vando for Grant. He's like a cross between both those guys. It's a perfect trade. He can guard both positions, score on and off the ball, and despite the contract concerns. His contract is not crazy in today's NBA now. $30 million, that's going to be, I'm telling you, I told you guys when he signed that deal that it was a bad deal last year, but as the years go by, that $30 million is not going to be terrible. $30 million now is not what $30 million was 2 or 3 years ago. And it's going to be even less 2 or 3 years from now, 2 years from now. So it's not as terrible. Now, Grant is not as good defensively as people think. I'll tell you that. He doesn't guard wings very well. So kind of like Rui. Rui cannot guard wings. So he's better defensively than Rui, but he's not what you would think. And if you're giving up Vando for a guy that's a little better than Rui defensively, then I don't know about Vando in that move. Man, we should have moved up last year and grabbed Lively. Man, he's going to be a good big man. Yeah, I hear you. Hindsight is 2020, right? I hear you. Mr. Layback says if the Lakers can't trade back or get their guy at number 17, maybe they should trade their pick and a first rounder for 2025. Lakers won't have a first round pick for next year. Yeah, but they need a body now, man. Waiting for 2025 probably isn't ideal. I'm not being a sim, guys. Jeannie might be cheap in paying for coaches, but she is very beautiful. Jeannie not bad for a 67-year-old, right? I mean, she held it together a little bit well there. Shannon says, Boston I dislike, but they showed more passion after winning than anybody in Denver. They legit got carried on like another day at the office. Jokic was snoring. Yeah, I mean, that's a very passionate fan base. It's a very passionate sports city. I talk a lot of trash. I got a lot of friends on the East Coast. I got a lot of friends that are Celtic fans, and I'm not going to cut off friends or people I've known most of my life just because they root for a team. Like I said, there's some weirdos in this stuff. But like I said, I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? But outside of that, I'm not rooting for them. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, I congratulate champions, man. It's not an easy thing to do. And winning a championship is special. Now, whether we dislike them, they're arrived this, that, and the third, at the end of the day, the season's over. You tip your cap to the champs and you get to work and try to go take it back from them next year. Man, I'll remember is crying 16 years ago when we lost to the Celtics by 38 points. That's the only time I teared up over a game. Yeah, but like I said, man, that was 16 years ago. And like I said, people that are 20 years old don't have no idea what that game was. You know what I mean? So like I said, there's a lot of people in the Lakers Boston narrative that never lived it, is all I'm saying. But they're acting like they did. And it's cool. Your parents may hate them, your uncles, your grandma, grandpa, big homies. It's cool. It's cool. But at the end of the day, let's not act like you were there. You wasn't. Shan says, I miss rivalries and when guys used to actually hate on one another. Now guys are way too friendly. It takes the life out of the finals, not going to lie. Hail Scotty and Zeta. Isaiah would still fight if they cross paths. I mean, yeah, it was a different game, different type of thing. Less exposure. Weren't cameras in everyone's faces. Like, you could get away with a ton of stuff back then. You just really couldn't get away with it now. Fo, what's up, man? Nah, let's get negative. Boston should put a bandage on that joke. It's cool. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just having some fun. You guys look, I'm not the sports police. I'm not. I'm going to always give my opinion and be respectful. I'm always going to respect your opinion as long as it's respectful. That was a funny one, though. So, yeah, give all your opinions. I am not the police here. I don't get to decide your fanhood. I can talk my ish, and that's it, right? No need for anyone to take it, get too sensitive about it or anything. And I know you're not. But sometimes people just go a little too far with things, man. There was no real rivalry or dominant championship team. No, there's not. Goat James, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Cook, bro, too many knuckleheads out hating on the champs for no reason. Like I said, any champion. Like I said, I saluted Denver. I've saluted every champion, every single champion. They're the champions, man. They're the champions. Like I said, you win and you lose with class. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how I was taught. You know what I mean? If you get beat, you get beat. It is what it is. You try to come back and take it. That's all you can do. But to hate and just sit back and like, it's one thing to dislike, root against. That's fine. That's fine. But to sit here and like lose sleep, like be mad at family members because like, man, that's your own pride. You need to check yourself on that. I'll pass on JVG. I'm not too great on him for a head coach for this team. Greg says, what's good, Jeff? What's going on, Greg? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Patrick says, Jeff, how can the most storied franchise in the NBA does not equate to profitability for the Buss family? How much money are the Buss family making from the Lakers brand? See, it's not that simple, Patrick. It's not that simple. So you make money on the sport, but you got to understand these other guys make money on the sport and elsewhere. So they don't have other resources to pull from or borrow from or pull their resources. And there's multiple siblings and multiple, trustees, basically. It's not just Jeannie. It's not like Jeannie's just the owner. She's the governor. Right? She runs the estate basically, but she has other hands in the pot. So it's not as simple as that. They make their money, but they've got other partners that go that way and that the money has to go that way too. And she doesn't have other resources to pull from. So to sit back and say, okay, I can go and spend $200 on luxury tax a year, that's simply impossible for the Lakers. Lamont, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a good one. Thank you for spending some time over here, man. Appreciate you. Make sure to go check out FYI Sports Debates, man. I know massive channel over there, so I'm sure you guys definitely know. Don't need me to plug it, but go check out Lamont over there. Appreciate you, bro. The Guru, what's going on, man? Borrego has a losing coaching record. Yeah, I mean, when you coach losing teams, that's going to happen, right? But I don't think he's as bad as his record is, but I don't think he's a game changer as a head coach. It's just my personal opinion. Tina Guzman, what's going on, Tina? I heard that Stan Van Gundy is going to be an assistant with the Clippers. The Lakers will need some good assistants if they hire JJ. I haven't heard Stan being linked to the Clippers, but that'd be kind of cool. But I'll be surprised if that happens, though. Tina says the Lakers can start negotiating with their players. They need to get stuff done. Yeah, they can. And they have. But like I said, a lot of teams have. A lot of teams have started talking before this. But if you notice this, they're going to wait a day or two because they don't want to get hit with any fines to make it look like they were talking to him prior. So they're going to wait a day or two, and then you'll start seeing these come in. Siakam's going to come in pretty quick there with his deal for sure. And you'll see some other ones start coming in soon. Satro, what's going on, man? He says, salute, Jeff and chat. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you. Beal has the worst contract in the game right now. He does. And that's what I was saying. Like, for his production on that team, it's the worst contract for the Phoenix Suns. If he was on like another team and he was the 1 or 2 option, he's good enough to help a team make it to a play-in, get some money, things like that. But as a third option on the Phoenix Suns at that money, that's just crazy. That's one of the big reasons why I don't want like a Zach LaVine on the Lakers, because it would be a similar situation. I don't know. D'Lo really disappointed me in the playoffs against Denver. No, he has. And like I said, my biggest need or want for D'Lo opting in is so that the Lakers have Lucky over here going crazy, is that the Lakers would have resources to make a move that can help this year's team. I'm not even talking about D'Lo, the player or the person. I'm talking about D'Lo's money. D'Lo is the tradable asset, is what I'm talking about right now. Tina says, I heard Jeff Van Gundy's going to the Clippers as top assistant. The Lakers need some good assistants. Yep. They've needed some good assistants. This just hasn't happened. Bridges, what's going on, brother? He said, Jeff, just tuning in. What's up? Kind of liking the draft prospects over trading the pick unless we get high value, which I doubt. I think they might move up. Like, I'm serious. Like, I've been hearing that for weeks. I think the Lakers right now, and this could change, I think the Lakers right now, the thinking is potentially moving up in the draft and keeping picks for this year and then moving that 29 and 31 pick to get another player. That's what I'm thinking their train of thought is right now. But don't get it twisted. If Donovan Mitchell became available, they would offer all 3 picks for him. What's funny with Kawhi is even if he plays a lot of the regular season, he always gets hurt when you need him the most. Yeah, and it sucks. Obviously it's a team I'm not a fan of. But again, Kawhi from out here too. Not as close as Drew Holiday as he's more from the the IE raised in Compton and moved to like out by Riverside. But outside of that, I still root for him to be on the court. Like, I don't like, I'm not hoping he wins anything, but at the same time, I am hoping that he gets back on the court. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We got 80 people in the building on YouTube, about the same amount over on Twitter. Definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. If you're watching on Twitter, please like the post and repost the post. I would greatly appreciate it. On YouTube as well, man, share the video. Share the video out there to your socials. Truly does help the channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate y'all for doing so, man. But all you got to do is drop a like on the video, at least help your boy out. Like I said, we'd be greatly appreciative of it. 42 likes on the video right now. We got over 80 people in the building right now. So help your boy out, man. We'd appreciate it. Gina says, sometimes you have to take a big leap of faith. The status quo doesn't always work. No, I hear you on that, but they just can't do it every two and a half years or every year. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to let something rock a little bit. Let something develop. Lamont says, trading is too risky. Lakers will play it safe. D'Lo will opt out. He has 4 handshake deals on the table with other teams. I'm not sure about that. Now I think that teams would have interest in D'Lo, but if Malik Monk says, "Hey Orlando, what's up?" that crosses D'Lo off, right? If Hartenstein tells OKC, "Hey, I'm coming," that crosses him off there. If Paul George says, "Yo, Philly, what's good?" that crosses off D'Lo there. And I don't see D'Lo as a pop guy, as a Popovich guy. Just don't see it. Detroit. Maybe. I still think Detroit may be the spot where Zach LaVine ends up via trade. I think that'll be the salary dump and eats up most of their cap by taking him in. Outside of that, that handshake deal with D'Lo would have to be a sign and trade. Or traded and then re-up next summer. Because for the reasons I just said, like I don't see a team out there that's picking him first. I just don't. And I don't think D'Lo. Now, if we're talking mid-level money, then maybe if he said, okay, we're going to do 3-4 year at $13 million per, that's more than what he's making right now annually. I mean, over the length of the contract, but not annually. So maybe like a 4-year, $52 million. Now maybe there, but he's taking a pay cut annually and probably not all guaranteed. I don't know who would give D'Lo a 4-year deal though. So outside of that, I could see probably a third of the league isn't going to have the non-taxpayer mid-level. And I would say half of them don't even use it. So when it comes to that, I still think that D'Lo's market is not going to be as strong as he thought it was a little over a month ago. That's just my personal opinion. And people I've talked to have kind of mentioned that as well. Now, like I said, other teams that have interest, I'm sure there is. But I don't think there's a team in the league that has D'Lo as their top priority this offseason. I just do not see that. Let's see. What's going on, Big Baby? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. If you haven't done so already, pull up on Big Baby Sports, man. Subscribe to his channel. Appreciate you, bro. Season 18 is over. Next season, here we come. Yeah, man. Judah says Boston winning in 08 and in 24. Wild numbers. Yeah, it is, man. It is. I'll still take my chances on Grant defensively. I think he can definitely do a great job next to Braun and AD. I wouldn't mind him. Like I said, I just wish we could get him with keeping Vandal. Is what I'm saying. That Dodger comeback was amazing. That was nuts. It held up my show. I was gonna do the show like 30 minutes earlier, but the Dodgers went ballistic, and I had to watch that. That was intense and incredible. I almost did a Dodger stream because I wanted to cover that, but I'd already started working on this show. I said, but it's the Celtics. Yeah. Bridget says, if we trade the pick, we gotta hit. Tired of trading first rounders for 1-2 years of an average role player. Yeah, facts. As a big time Laker fan, next season it's very important to get number 18 to everything you can do to get the championship. Yeah, I think every year is important to try to do everything you can to work towards that. Look, we've been multiple championships behind the Celtics for most of my life. Then we finally caught them in 2020, right? So like I said, it is what it is. We've lived there before and did fine. They're one ahead of us. It is what it is. We'll catch them eventually and pass them. Me and you are good, bro. It was just last night. It's all over. Oh, no, I'm not tripping, bro. You're allowed to have your opinion, Big Baby. I'm not tripping on you. Like I said, what I was telling you is like, you're free to think how you want to think. Like I said, I'm never going to be someone who trips on someone's take. Like, you are allowed to think whatever you want, feel however you want. I can't tell you how to feel or think. I can only tell you how I feel or think. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So that's why I said, no one's telling you have to congratulate them. You know, just like no one can tell me I can't. You get what I'm saying? That's all it is. Ain't no problems. If Jeannie sells the team a majority of the ownership, she could become an instant multi-billionaire and relieved from toxic Laker fans. Is this about family pride? Why is she not selling the team? Well, I mean, it has to do a lot with her father's legacy. I'm sure like there's a heavy, there's a lot of things that happen here if she sells that team. And I just think the pride of the family, that's the family business. I think it would, I don't even think we're anywhere near a position where she would sell the team or sell controlling interest in the team. I don't know if it'll ever happen in her life. African Gamer, what's going on, my man? Lakers isn't winning till we get Kyrie. Well, I guess we're never winning because we're never getting Kyrie. Big Baby said, Laker Nation, Jeannie Buss will never sell the Lakers or step down. She loves Lakers too much. Yeah, exactly. Empire, would you be shocked if LeBron left the Lakers? I would be. I don't think he's going nowhere. Will he play a little game sometimes? Will he make him, this, that, and the third? Yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere. Again, I that's not, I don't have any insight on it. I just don't think he's going anywhere. If we move up, would you pick a guard or a center? Depends. Like if you know you have potential to get a center somewhere else, then I think maybe you go best player available. But if you don't have a line on a true big, then you probably got to take one in the draft. The 08 Boston team talks like they won a dynasty. The 04 Pistons, way more impressive, and they hardly say words about it. Hey, the 2011 Mavs too. Like I said, they show them one chippers how to act. Yeah, that 2008 Doc Rivers is still living off of that 2008 championship. That's what's wild about it. He is still living off that championship. He's still getting work, still getting jobs off that championship. Shout out to him, though. Shout out to him. But at the end of the day, like these NBA teams are stupid when it comes to that. Like, he's not bringing nothing to your team other than that 2008 chip, salesman. And he's that safe pick. That guy was always on TV, really nice to the media. You know what I mean? Like he's that safe pick, but he's not that guy that's going to get you over the top from a head coaching perspective. He's just not going to take you there. He's not going to take you there. Let's see. Does Doc know something we don't? No, it's just the things I was saying, man. Doc knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the system. He knows how to keep his name relevant. He knows as soon as he loses a job, he runs straight to that broadcast booth and keeps his name relevant. And it's smart. It's smart. Shout out to him again. It's smart. Doc has not been a good coach for years. He's never been a great coach to me. Again, just my personal opinion. But shout out to him for his ability to sell himself and his hustle. Shout out to him because he's still in this league as a result of it. So he's done great work from that perspective. But yeah, man, I'm hoping that JJ Reddick can turn this into something, man. I hope that if they do indeed hire him and do bless him with some trade, with some roster and some assistants here, with some roster additions, a strong coaching staff. It's really, really needed from a perspective of Rob and Jeannie have to do their best they can to try to get this summer as right as they can. A lot of things have to go the Lakers' way. There's some things that could really go their way if things kind of fall apart for other teams. And, some of these things happen, then the Lakers could come out of this summer a little lucky. If a bunch of things go against their way, then the Lakers could potentially be in trouble. If D'Lo opts out and walks, I still think Bron stays, but you don't have a way to replace D'Lo. So there are some things, man. There are some things that could go incredibly well for the Lakers, and there's some things that can go incredibly wrong for the Lakers. So that being said, man, there's a lot the Lakers got to hope to go right for them. Draft Bronny and Edie. I think those are two strong possibilities. Thoughts on Ron Holland? Seems like a great potential on both ends. Yeah, I mean, I think he's like top 10 at worst projection in this draft, right? So I know his name has been up there a lot. But like I said, we'll see who they look at if they move up or add a pick. They may keep their pick and move up to get another pick. So we'll see about that. What would you think JJ's contract would look like? I don't know. So I'm assuming somewhere 4 to 5 years. I would say a minimum of $6 million a year at 4 or 5 years. I don't know exactly what yet. No way I'm trading for Dame. No, I'm trading for Dame. Dame is that dude who probably relish playing for Portland. If he loses, it isn't his fault. If he wins, he gets all the credit. He painted it as a god and it was okay with losing behind that loyalty crap. That's what I said. I've been saying that Dame is full of ish. Told you, man. He can go up there. He can eat first and get all his money. No blame, all credit. Help Dame. Get Dame some help. Get him out of Portland. I've been telling y'all this for years, man. He's a hell of a ball player, but Dame ain't ain't that number one option, man. And like I said, man, Dame is an incredible basketball player. I'm not convinced he'll ever be a champion, though. Yeah, he thought it was easy. Facts. I hope Scoop Henderson turns out as a bust. I hate that Portland team. Jamar, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you, man. Bridget says, I keep hearing Holland name talked about for sliding, and I don't get why. We'll have to wait and see. Jamar not with the JJ hire. It's funny because there's so many, it's hit or miss with Laker Nation, right? There's people are like, hey, let's roll with it. And people are like, hell no. Gotta wait and see how this turns out, man. Dame is a solid player, but he's scrub. Dame's a really good player. He's a very good offensive player, but he's a guy that can go score, get you a bunch of points, entertaining, sell you some tickets, but you ain't winning nothing with him as your top guy. We'll have to keep 17 and trade into the top 10. Where in Holland would be great fits. Potentially, yeah. Dame is legit just a shot chucker. What's going on, JSJ? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, man, like I said, I want to hop on and see it. But now I want to ask you guys a little question before I get out of here, though. And an interesting debate on Twitter, and it came down to like kind of talking about D'Lo and his leverage with other teams. And I was kind of getting into with some people, and we were talking about who was better and what teams are going to chase after more. So I'm curious to see, who do you guys think, if you guys had your choice, who do you think is a better player, Malik Monk or D'Lo? Let me know what you think, because there was a very interesting conversation today about that. So I'm curious to know where you guys are headed out with that. Let me know who you think is a better player, Malik Monk or D'Lo. Now I know they do different things, and I know that each one of them are better in certain areas than the other player. I'm aware of this. Who would you take, and who do you think is a better overall player, Malik Monk or D'Lo? Right now. I'm curious to see where this plays out, because the conversation went a lot further today than I thought it was. As far as like debating this, I was kind of surprised. Okay, so we're getting some D'Lo. Really? Okay, so y'all think D'Lo is better than Malik Monk? That's interesting. Who would you want on this Laker team right now, D'Lo or Monk? Because I think teams are going to be pushing after Monk. Teams with money are going to be looking for Monk more than D'Lo, I think. I just think like Monk I've seen Monk just go ballistic in high pressure games. And I think he might be better for this team because he can just go get his. Because the problem with D'Lo, if his shot isn't falling, he can get you assists. Teams will still try to guard him because of the threat of the three. But like I said, Monk, his ability to get his own shot, get to the rim. What's going on, Tamika? I see you. Appreciate you. So like I said, I don't know. I think that Monk right now is a better player than D'Lo. Right now he is. I think he's, you know what it is? I think probably what it is because I think this team needs a dog, and Monk has dog in him. The Lakers have no chance of getting him. But what I'm saying is like the Lakers need another dog. And he definitely would add something to this team that the Lakers lack for sure. But his ability, man, to just get hot in a second and get cooking. I think Malik, they're different style players. Obviously, like D'Lo can when he gets hot from three, he can get it going, right? So there's no doubt about that. But Malik Monk's just ability to do a bunch of other things. Whoever shows up in the playoffs, Monk is a bonehead. Yeah, Monk has his flaws. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he's head and shoulders above him. I'm just saying like I think Malik Monk has a way to affect a playoff game more because, you know, if his shot isn't working, like he can do other things. Where if D'Lo, the three isn't falling in a playoff game, he just doesn't seem to give us anything. We've seen in the regular season where he's pulled off some things, where he's able to do some things. But like come playoff time, when that shot isn't working and another player's kind of shut him down, he really doesn't tend to give you much of anything else come playoff time. So that's what I'm saying. I think Monk has Man, sorry guys, why is my phone blowing up? Hold on. All right, sorry about that baseball stuff. But I actually lost my train of thought here. I think Malik Monk has an ability to do a lot more things in pressure situations than D'Lo can. Is kind of my point there. So I was kind of a little shocked because all you hear is people just bashing D'Lo left and right. So I was surprised to hear a bunch of people who've been bashing D'Lo so much take him over Monk. So I don't know if that was Laker pride or or what it was. So I just wanted to think what y'all thought about that. Lonnie Walker. I think you think Lonnie Walker is better than D'Lo and Monk? Tyrone, you think so? You think so? You fell in love with Lonnie in that game 4 Golden State? That did it for you? career moment? I mean, Brooklyn didn't see that this year. He was been riding that bench for forever. But I do not think that Lonnie Walker is better than Malik Monk. I don't think that for a second. But I think Monk is the better of all three, to be honest with you. I think it's Monk, D'Lo, then Lonnie Walker. Now, Lonnie Walker has had moments. Don't get me wrong. He has moments where he can hoop. Lonnie Walker is not a starter in this league. He's just not. He's not. He's just not. I like Lonnie Walker. I wish him well. I wish him well. But Lonnie Walker is not on the level of a Malik Monk. To me, he's just not. Again, people saw a couple of stretches before he got hurt, prior to the trade deadline, that one game against Golden State. Then he came back and didn't do a bunch of stuff after that. Didn't do a bunch in Brooklyn this year. So like I said, Monk is better than Lonnie, for sure. Yeah. Oh, Lonnie's definitely a rotational player, for sure. For sure. But he's not better than Malik Monk. He's no way better than him. African Gamer says D'Lo definitely better, way better playmaker is by a long shot. We put up here. I think Monk has a higher ceiling if that makes sense, but D'Lo is cold and consistent. D'Lo is a legit 25 plus million. Yeah, just D'Lo again, the inconsistency. I think I would just trust Malik Monk in a pressure situation more than D'Lo is kind of my point. The other channel says Walker is better than Reeves. The other channel. I mean, like I said, everyone has their own opinion. I'm not here to challenge that. And again, I've got people who just don't like Reeves, right? And that's okay. If people don't like Reeves, look, I don't hold Austin Reeves to that level that some people do, as far as thinking he's going to be a certain level of greatness. I don't think that's going to happen. To me, Austin Reeves is a role player, a rotational player, a good rotational player that should be coming off the bench. That's my opinion. I don't believe that he's trash. I don't believe that they should get rid of him at all costs. But I don't think that he's a high-level starter role player, in my opinion. Yeah, man, Keo, man. That Dodger game was nuts. Did you watch it live? I was getting crazy watching that, man. I blame Ham. Everyone blames Ham, man. Let's see. I agreed. Okay, I still want to trade him. Bridget says, I wouldn't give D'Lo 25 a year. That's insane to me for someone who times is unplayable. I would never give D'Lo 25 million a year. I think D'Lo's max would be 20 a year. I want to trade Austin. A lot of people do. I would trade Austin. I would absolutely trade Austin if we can get a player that's better. I wouldn't trade him just to trade him. I would not give him away for the money he makes and his ability. I would not just give him away to get rid of him. If we could get a DeJounte Murray, obviously like a Donovan Mitchell, like something like that, then I absolutely see Austin for sure. But I'm not just getting rid of him just to get rid of him. I don't think you're going to find a player like him for what you're paying him. You know what I mean? I that plays next to Braun the way he does, and I just don't see that. But outside of that, I don't think we should be starting him either. Lonnie definitely has some hops. I said, watched it live. Yeah. Yeah, the D'Lo's not 25, man. I think that was a check swing, man, but I think it was a makeup call for that pitch clock. Kind of one of the umps missed. And then they called a strike that was way outside when Vessia threw that too. Those umpires were not very friendly to Colorado, but hell, I'll take it, man. But I'll be real about it though. BK acting like Bridges or MJ or Braun. 18, 19 million a year is more than enough for D'Lo. Yeah, I think so too. D'Lo will get 20 million with the Lakers. I heard Magic chasing Klay Thompson. Yeah, so saying I think D'Lo, but again, I don't. getting D'Lo and then having to keep him until January again and decide if you can move him or not. Like, I prefer he opts in and they move him. I just know that's the least likely of them. On these dunks, get the crowd and teammates fired up. They do. They just don't happen enough. Malik Monks would too. Ware from Indiana is a great prospect. What's going on, Guru? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, his name is ringing out for sure. How about my Phillies? Yeah, man, the Phillies are on fire, bro. Like they didn't start the year off great, and then they just caught fire. So the Phillies have been kind of like, what did someone call them? The Phillies are like the Miami Heat of baseball. They just kind of go through the regular season, do their thing, then turn it up come playoff time. But this year, they're going ballistic in the regular season. So shout out to them, man. They've been fun to watch. I watch a lot of Phillies games. I watch a lot of Yankees games. I've been watching the Orioles a lot because they've turned a corner here. I've been watching a lot of Kansas City Royals games. Of course, Dodger games. I'm loving baseball this season, man. Baseball is fun again. I don't know. I just think because I think they just attach him to that KD trade as the highest asset they got. And they feel that by moving him just kind of lessens that KD trade, kind of feels like. You up 5 runs, you shouldn't lose that game. No, man, but that granny by Hayward, that 3-1 shot by Teoscar, man, that was exciting, man. I'm all in on Drummond for the minimum possible, as am I, for sure. I need Zach Edey bad. Whoa. I hope that works out for you. Listen, just messing with you. I'm done with Indiana players. JHS was a failure. It's too early to call JSH a failure guy, man. Okay, like I feel like everyone expects every time the Lakers draft someone to be an all-star immediately. So let's see if this guy can turn into a rotational player. Sometimes you need guys like that. Does Clay hate the Lakers front office for not drafting him? I don't think so. It's not even the same front office. Those guys are long gone. Shan, he not bad. He just slow. I'll never give up my admiration for Bruce Brown, D'Lo for BB. Me neither. That's what I'm hoping for. To be honest, I'm if D'Lo opts in, I really think that's what Toronto's waiting for. I think Toronto's waiting to see if they can get another asset out of the Lakers for Bruce Brown. So like if D'Lo opts in, and then they could trade D'Lo and one of the minimum guys that opt in, a Christian Wood, if Hayes or Reddish opts in, they can send D'Lo and one of those guys and some future assets and get a Bruce Brown. That's what I'm hoping for. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. And that's why I'm hoping an opt-in happens. Yeah, you got to pause that, Shan. You threw me for a win there, man. Michael Thompson could recruit Clay to LA, but we can't afford Clay maybe. Nah, I think Clay is going to get more than what the Lakers can offer. JHS might turn into a Derek White. Watch. That's what I'm saying. Give him time, man. Give him time. No, that guy has no jumper. It's okay. And a lot of guys didn't have a jumper right off top. A lot of them. Matter of fact, more that came into the league have lacked a jumper that developed them over time. How you feel about Sadiq Bey over Rui? I like Sadiq Bey, but I believe he tore his ACL and is going to be out for most of the season next year. So I had interest with the Lakers getting him at the trade deadline, but he's going to miss most of next year. I got verbally beat down for suggesting trade Austin for Murray. Verbally beat down? That's crazy. I don't know who would not want to do that deal. DeJounte Murray is a better player than Austin Reeves. I would do that in a second. Bridget says, JHS has potential. It's weird to me. Everyone hated Ham for not giving you young guys opportunity, yet we kill the young guys who were playing for Ham. Give JHS a real opportunity. See, that part. Unstable, toxic fan base, man. Like version of those guys, man. Like you nailed it right there. Definitely Bay over Rui. Rui was so lost on defense against Denver, bro. I was shocked. Yeah. But again, Sadiq's injured, man. I want to see Reeves and Caruso backcourt. Bad Reeves, Caruso, Grant, Braun, 80 would be nice. I wouldn't mind that. I just don't know if that's going to be possible. Derek White didn't have a jumper. No, he did not. You see good defensive potential in JHS. I don't know what JHS is going to be. I'm not going to act like I do. I do believe that there is still a very good chance that he is not a bust, that he could still potentially be a solid rotational player. I do. How do you feel about Miles Bridges? That dude's crazy, but he's going to resign with Charlotte from everything that's kind of been put out there about him. He still hates JHS. I agree. We can't judge JHS yet. No, we can't, man. What's going on, Laker girl? Do you think the announcement will be tomorrow? I think it could be. I thought it could come as early as today. So yeah, I definitely think tomorrow is possible. I think it happens. What day be Tuesday? I think it happens the latest by Thursday. I thought it could happen today potentially. I think there's a good chance it could happen tomorrow. I don't think we get to the weekend without them making the announcement. That's just my opinion. Y'all are tripping. D'Lo has the intangibles to be a top 10 guard. He's just inconsistent. Reeves was the third best player on the team, and y'all want him gone. Okay, a lot to unpack there. He was quote unquote the third best player because they didn't have a real third option. Secondly, D'Lo, I don't know if D'Lo was ever going to be a top 10 guard, even at his best. But D'Lo has the skill set to be better for longer stretches and in clutch moments that he has been. But D'Lo's what 28, 20 coming up on 28 now. 20, like potential is out the window now. He is who he is. Either he gets it together, gets it right, or not. This is who he is. You don't start becoming a different player at 32. You know what I mean? This is the stretch where it should be happening. So D'Lo has all the skill. I just don't think D'Lo cares enough. And he just doesn't do enough outside of shooting, some playmaking, not being able to defend, not being able to rebound, not being able to post up smaller guards. Like he's not able to really do any of that stuff. Were you guys the same ones that were all pumped up about THT? I was not crazy pumped up about THT. I felt he was good value. I agreed not trading him for Kyle Lowry just because I didn't want Kyle Lowry. However, the Lakers did mess up by choosing THT over Caruso. They did mess that up. Says the person who wants Kyrie on the team. Kyrie is not happening, y'all. It's not going to happen. I'm assuming you mean Kelly Oubre Jr. That's a possibility, but I think every team in the league is going to try to come after him with the same resources the Lakers have. So we'll see. I mean, if Philly gets Paul George or someone else, like they start putting together a team over there, he had a great year for them last year. He could just go back to them. So we'll see about that. Man, D'Lo is done. He ain't changing. That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, you have to start accepting a player for who he is. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. You know what I mean? D'Lo is not going to be this guy that all of a sudden has more potential these next 2 or 3 years. He's at the point where his potential should have been reached, in my opinion. No, I get that Reeves was the third best, but it was kind of lack of options. If Austin Reeves is your third best player, then you're not a contending team. He was the third best players because we needed him to be, but we need him to be like the fourth or fifth best player for our team to be really good, is what I'm saying. Kelly Oubre Jr. would be nice. It would be nice. Reeves belongs on the bench. His defense was atrocious. He gets cooked by real starting guards. Yeah, no, I agree with you, LA Ballin. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. D'Lo just a real good role player, no star or all-star. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Him and Reeves are both role players. You need kind of a little higher. You've got a all-star big. You've got Braun. You need more than just a middle of the pack role player guard in your starting lineup. With those two, you have to. You need that, and the Lakers just don't have that right now. They need to go get that. D'Lo just needs to develop a thunderous Dominic Wilkins dunk. You don't got that athleticism, man. Wasn't D'Lo constantly posting up players in his young years? He became more of a shot chucker than the high IQ point guard we drafted. Yeah, exactly. He's completely like gone away from that. Completely. No to Kyrie. Yeah, like all the major Kyrie fans who were bigging him up before the finals, they kind of just fell by the wayside with that finals performance. Told y'all he can't play in Boston, man. He just can't. PG needs to sign with the Sixers, make the East competitive at least. I think there's a chance he does. I think there's a chance. To be honest, whether he goes to Philly or uses Philly to get a 4-year max out of the Clippers, I think that handcuffs the Clippers too. So I think no matter what happens with Paul George, I think it hurts the Clippers regardless. See, I mean, my business people talking to each other. He was better younger. Yeah, I mean, D'Lo, like I said, D'Lo before the Lakers got him had came here playing with Minnesota with just a horrendous playoff performance, and he just hasn't done a ton to leap that. He had some decent playoffs performance in that year one before going into Denver, right? And he had some okay performances in this, but we need more than that. Like I told you, D'Lo didn't have to be great. He just couldn't be bad at all, and he still was. Jeff, which big men would you like for the Lakers to look at? I don't know who's going to be available yet. I don't know if you're talking about draft. Outside of that, I don't know too much about college basketball this season, so I'm not going to fake the funk. As far as guys in the league, I would love someone like DeAndre Drummond. Someone like Hartenstein would be ideal, but he's going to get crazy paid. I don't think he's even an option. Valanciunas would fit with them, but I think he's going to get paid more than the Lakers can offer. So outside of that, like someone like a Robert Williams, I really wouldn't mind, but the guy's always injured. You know what I mean? So everything's kind of a risk. You know what I mean? So it gets a little tough. Shout out to everyone on Twitter, man. We got 90 people in the building on Twitter. We got over 80 in the building on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. About 30% of the people here on the nightly have yet to subscribe to the channel. So please sub up to the channel, man. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. If you are on Twitter, man, like the post, repost the post, man. Get it out there. And go and hit that description. The link's in the description, man, for all the things I'm affiliated with, including becoming a member on the channel. The first link in the description allows you to become a member on the channel. Great way to support the channel if you like what you hear over here. So greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to everyone who's dropped a like on the video. And shout out to everyone who subscribed to the channel, man. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, Nets D'Lo was dope. He was dope, and then he got hurt in the playoffs, but he was on a good roll there. He kind of felt like a home. He found a home there, right? They believed in him. He was fitting in, but then they just went all in on KD and Kyrie, and he kind of really hasn't been the same since. And he's been kind of passed around for contractual reasons. D'Lo's never really been traded just to get rid of D'Lo. Like, it really hasn't been that. It's majority of the time been money issues, moving him for money, or moving him because he wanted a big extension. Like, he only really got moved in that Brooklyn deal only because Kyrie and KD chose them. If they don't go there, they re-sign him to a long-term deal. And then they overinflated his value just so they can do a sign-and trade with KD so that the Warriors can have something to move later on, which they then flip for Wiggins. So, like I said, man, there's D'Lo, although the amount of times he's been traded, it's kind of misleading to a point. Still want Kyrie. Luka not the correct player for his game. Doesn't have the mentality. I saw enough during game 2. I mean, I like Kyrie, but that ship has sailed. It just has. How much Nick's Claxton getting? So I think Claxton's going to be out of our price range. I could see him getting north of 12 a year. So he's going to be priced out for us. Do you think Gabe Vincent would have helped D'Lo's inconsistency? Well, it would have helped the team because he would have had someone else there. And maybe having someone there who can apply pressure to D'Lo to potentially take his starting spot might have helped too. I said that before the season started, that I like the idea of getting Gabe because that would apply pressure and some insurance to D'Lo. Problem is, Gabe was just never available. He went down with injury, and the rest is written there, right? Bridget says, let's just sign Jokic, big brother, and see what happens. Just let him throw people around. Gary Trent, DeJounte Murray, Vandal, LeBron, AD, my starting lineup. That'd be solid. But I think Gary Trent, man, if they could get him at that mid-level, that $5 million, I don't know if they can get him at that. But we'll see. We'll see about that. But I like Gary Trent. I just don't know if they're gonna have the money. He'd have all of his suitors would have to run out of money, like, for that to happen. Probably. He is a clutch client though, so maybe he comes to the Lakers on that 1 year make good and try to inflate his value. But we'll see. But on that note, guys, I'm going to shut it down for the night. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's rich y'all spending some time. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. So make sure to drop a like on the videos I've mentioned. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all for being here. Hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Hopefully we get some news late tonight or tomorrow and kind of move forward with this, and I can start doing videos on other topics because I got a bunch lined up. And shout out to the Dodgers for coming back from a 9-4 deficit in the 9th inning, a grand slam and a 3-run home run in the same inning to win 11-9 on the road against Colorado. Shout out to them in a game in which Shohei Ohtani absolutely obliterated a baseball in Colorado, man. But again, appreciate y'all. Thank you, guys. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your night. Talk to you guys tomorrow.